What's up, everybody? How you doing? Jaxxsin here. Today I've got some good news. Finally some good news in this whole this mess. And even this good news, though, it's got a little poo sprinkled on top of it. A little poo. So let's get into this. Mods will be coming to Skryim Remastered and Fallout 4 for the PlayStation 4. If you hadn't heard, Bethesda came out actually in like a press conference and actually like called Sony out saying we want to bring them to the PlayStation 4 users like we've been trying to, and Sony is blocking us. Pretty much is what they said. They said it really nice because you know how Bethesda is. They're kind of a lot like Blizzard. So whenever they do like a public relations speech or something, you know, quote, it's always very, very polite. But the gist of what I got out of it was Sony was blocking it. Okay. And that pissed me off. Because, I mean, come on. This is one of the things that I've kind of sort of always known about. I have friends that play the PC and use mods. Something I've always kind of wanted to try. You know, I've never had a really good gaming PC. I'm currently building one, so this isn't even going to be an issue. Because this is just one of many reasons. You know what I mean? I mean, one of the things with Fallout 4, like, I remember hearing that it would have mods on the console. Like, that was something that was very exciting to me, that I was looking forward to immensely. And so, I was mad, okay. Now, even though they're allowing them now, they're still, like, blocking, like, external assets cannot be used. It can only be stuff, like, in the game, or in the game creator. I'm pretty sure the way this is going to work is you're going to edit these mods on the PC, but then within the game, there'll just be like a dashboard of some sort that you can go to and add and remove mods as you decide. And so this is something that I'm pretty stoked for still. Like I'm excited because this gives me a reason to replay Fallout 4. You know what I'm saying? And it gives me a reason to do a completely new playthrough on it. And honestly, this is if Skryim Remaster didn't have mods on the PlayStation 4, there would be a fucking outroar. And I think Sony knew that. Like, Bethesda isn't the type of people that that would be like fucking with Overwatch. You know what I mean? And getting on Blizz's bad side. Like, these are two companies whose legacies are truly iconic. Like, these two companies are fucking, their fans are fans. You know what I mean? Like, fans. And so, for you to piss off those many people, like, those people will stop buying your shit, dude. Like, I mean, they won't buy a PS4 Pro, right? Like, those people won't do it. They'll go get a PC like I'm doing. And so, it's good that you're doing it, but you're not going to be allowed to use the external assets, getting back to that. And the way my buddy Aristotle, who turned me onto this story, actually, the way he explained this to me is external assets would be like Thomas the Train, Macho Man Randy Savage, that mod. So things like that, so basically we're limited in what Bethesda has, okay, right, in their creator, is the way I think it's going to work. I'm not going to be creating any, I just want to be playing the shit out of them. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen some goofy, like, little ragdoll ones where the bodies just float up into space and shit. Like, that's just scratching the surface of what these things can do. There's one on the PC that, like, turns the entire wasteland into, like, a rainforest type area. Instead of, like, being all dark and, like, just crappy looking. It turns it into, like, a fantasy. And that to me is, like, that, you know what I mean? Just that new environment to everywhere I go, like, changes the game enough for me that it's worth another playthrough. And so, and I don't think that one will be even, because it's still limited. I mean, it's limited on the Xbox. I think the way it works is, I mean, PC has unlimited options when it comes to these mods. If you can dream it, you can do it, pretty much in a Bethesda game on the PC, right? Now, on Xbox, it's a little more freedom than it is on the PS4, because I don't think they have the external assets thing. I think that might be one of the things that Sony was like, look, like, people are going to be able to fuck with our coding or our networking or something, and that was the issue. And so then Sony is at the end of the line with these mods, with the freedom and what we'll have available to do if you're playing on a Sony. And so it's one of those things where it's still a reason to get a PC for me. You know what I mean? So let's talk about a little bit more of the crap that's sprinkled onto this. All right, so this is the thing, Bethesda. You've already sold Fallout 4. So I know that it benefits you not at all to work on the mods for Fallout 4 and to, you know, get the mods running on Fallout 4 before the Skyrim remaster, which isn't even out yet, might I add. It doesn't help you at all, right? Because you've already sold us the game. So there's no need to add mods, right? Because I already bought it. The mods aren't going to help you sell the game to me. But if you put mods in Skyrim Remaster, it might help you sell that to me. So that's the thing. And this is on Bethesda's site. It just says straight up, mod support will come to Skyrim first. That's... This, you know, and I'm not saying Bethesda is one of, like, an Activision or Electronic Arts or, you know, one of these big Ubisoft, like a pusher. That's very... I mean, and some of these are I feel like because of the public scrutiny, some of these are, like, super trying to come back into line and regain that lost favor. Okay? Bethesda doesn't need to regain anything, right? No one ever goes after Bethesda about anything. I'm not even joking. There were so many problems with the console version of the fucking Fallout 4. It's not even funny. Okay? And these people get a pass like they did with Skyrim, like they did with fucking Oblivion. Like, they've gotten away with all of them. Every console release has been basically broken to shit. Alright? To the point where it's like common knowledge on the PC. And this is the attitude people have towards this. And this is a dumb attitude to have. Because it's given Bethesda this sense of complacency where they've never had to improve. And that's why you saw Fallout 4 being a weaker game than Fallout 3. Despite the graphical upgrades, despite the technological advances we've had since then, you saw Bethesda tip their hand. Okay? They are complacent. Because they don't need to do anything to impress their fans anymore. Their fans are buying their shit no matter fucking what. Skyrim Remaster for the PS4, even though it didn't have mods, I bet you people were still pre-ordering that. Right? Didn't even know that it wasn't going to have mods. Just buying it. Because it's Bethesda. Alright? When you look at a move like this, it reveals their hand further. They have already sold Fallout 4, so it does them no good. It only benefits the customer to add mods, right? To add mod support to Fallout 4 first would benefit no one but the consumer. Okay? Adding fucking mods to Skyrim Remaster first helps Bethesda. Okay? And people who pre-order Skyrim and get it day one. And that to me is, you know, Bethesda is not the Pope, okay? Bethesda is not infallible, alright? And the more that we run under this false illusion that they are, and give them leeway with every release, never say anything about the horrible bugs, the horrible glitches, the lies they're telling in official patch notes to their customers, lies they're telling to their customers in official patch notes. What other company gets away with that? Name one other game that has patch notes come out that are blatant, you know, a blatant lie. Okay? A blatant lie. Alright? And no one says anything. No one on the PC says anything. None of the biggest no YouTuber said shit. Alright? Except for me, because I don't give a fuck, dude. I was caught up in the mix of this bullshit. And I have more than one video on the subject. Alright? Because I was one of the people who encountered this bug. It ruined my first playthrough so bad. Because I was already getting bored of this story. And then the story breaks on me. Right? I start a new character. Fucking finally get through the one quest I had broken on my first character. Next quest in line, breaks on my second character. Alright? All the link below pretty much lays out the entire story. Alright? I still to this day, after all of these months later, have people commenting on my video saying, look, I just got this. I just bought the game a week ago, and I just got this bug. That they said it in official patch notes that they had fixed. Right? That happened. Why does Bethesda get passes for this shit? Why? Why are they allowed to release a horrible console port that is barely fucking functional at some points in the game, hard crashes every fucking 30 minutes or 40 minutes, right? Why are they allowed to get away with that? But like, Arkham Knight on the PC, it gets destroyed. So much to the point where they pull it off Steam Store, which is a good fucking thing they did, alright? And this is because, and you know, it's the same sort of situation. Everyone knew this port was going to be bad. It's the same people who ported Arkham Origins, which was a shit PC port, right? So we could just over here, we could say, oh, you should have known. You should have known if you bought Arkham Knight or, you know, on the fucking PC that it was going to be a bad port. Do we get to say that to you? Because that's what you guys say a whole lot of to us over here when we're saying, dude, this Bethesda title is not functioning the way they said it would. It has broken fucking quests in it that do not allow the player to finish them, okay? And they have now said that they fixed the thing, and they didn't. They said they fixed it in official patch notes. They did not fix this thing. It's still broken. It's still happening. This bug is still occurring. How come we don't get to say that to you guys about Arkham Knight, but it's okay for you guys to say to fucking anyone who bought a Bethesda game on a console, well, you should have just known. Bethesda's always delivered shitty fucking console versions of their games. Okay. So they've always been lazy, they've always delivered half-ass ports to the console, and for some reason we're just supposed to be like, okay. And it was. It was okay. In the case of Oblivion, the bugs I felt that I had in Oblivion, none of them were as game-breaking as the ones I had in Fallout 4. Alright, maybe I just got lucky. But the ones in Oblivion weren't as game-breaking, and it was forgivable because that game was an RPG experience. Fallout 4. Fallout 4 fails. On so many levels. And I don't think I have to tell you guys that. And I think that's where you're gonna have a hard time arguing me with this, that Bethesda's gotten complacent and lazy. Because I think a lot of people felt the same way I did about Fallout 4. Anyway, that's it for me, Jaxxsin. I'm out of here. I love you guys. Take care. Till next time, keep kicking ass, keep being awesome, stay safe, stay awesome, stay sexy, and all of that good stuff. Goodbye now. Goodbye. The anti-fanboy says goodbye.